Almost 2 years ago, I moved from Canada to Australia, and I heard nothing but horror stories about how much video games cost in Australia. Earlier this week, Greg Miller of Kinda Funny fame was at RTX in Sydney, Australia, and tweeted out a picture of video game prices that stated, "Newfound respect for Australian gamers. Sorry this hobby costs so much down there." In the picture, it showed Gravity Rush 2 for the PS4 for $99.95. It showed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the PS4 for $69.95. It also showed the PSVR headset for $549.99 and Resident Evil 7 for $89.95. So first of all, I noticed that some of the games in the picture had EB Games price tags on them. And if you live in Australia, you know that new release video games at EB Games and on the PlayStation Store are ridiculously expensive, and you know to stay away from those stores. Secondly, there's no denying that older games are grossly overpriced in Australia. However, new release video games and hardware are actually cheaper in Australia than they are in the US, and here's why. In San Francisco, if I was to order a new release video game for the PS4 like Gravity Rush 2 from either Amazon or BestBuy.com, it would cost me $59.99 USD. And if I lived in San Francisco, I'd be charged a sales tax of 8.5%, making the total price $65.09 USD. This same price applies to most new release titles on the PS4. When you convert this to Australian dollars at today's currency rate, it's a total of 85.20 Australian. The standard price of a new release video game in Australia is $79, and this price can be found at Big W, which is the Australian equivalent of Walmart. It can be found at Target, and it can be found at JB Hi-Fi, which is kind of like the Australian equivalent of Best Buy. And in Australia, the price includes sales tax, so all you pay is $79. This means the standard retail price of PS4 video games in Australia are actually $5.20 Australian or $3.97 USD cheaper to buy in Australia. And the same holds true for hardware. PlayStation VR sells for $399.99 USD in the US, and if you lived in San Francisco, that would make the total $433.99 after sales tax. If you convert this to Australian dollars at today's currency rate, that equals $568.35. PlayStation VR retails in Australia for $549, taxes included. This makes it $19.35 Australian or $14.78 USD cheaper to buy in Australia over the US. So as I mentioned before, if you avoid buying your video games at EB Games and the PlayStation Store, new release video games are actually cheaper to buy in Australia than they are in the US. So did you know this is just a small segment for my weekly PlayStation show? If you go ahead and click that box over there, just in the corner there on your left, if you click on that, you can watch the full episode. And if you'd like to watch my weekly PlayStation show every week, you can go ahead and click on that little circle there down there in the bottom and go ahead and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that.